Over the lifetime of a project, you look at project information from many perspectives. That's why Project has dozens of built-in views that you can display in different panes within the main project window. In addition to a plethora of different views, Project lets you pick the view you want in a number of places within the program. When you create a new file, Project initially displays the timeline, which is a new pane in the Project 2010 window. To create a new file, click File, then click New, and double-click Blank Project. Click OK to close the project information dialog box. This pane up at the top is the timeline view, and you can see that the Gantt chart is in the bottom. However, as you work on a project, you'll look at it in different ways. Let's look at a completed project plan. The Gantt chart view here shows the tasks in the project, the task links that determine your schedule, the resources assigned, and more. This view is called a single pane view because it contains just one view, the Gantt chart. But the Gantt chart view does have a left and a right pane. The left side is a table of data, and the right side is a timescale that shows when tasks are scheduled against a calendar. You can also show two views at a time. For example, to see the timeline, click the View tab and turn on the Timeline checkbox. Then the timeline appears above the Gantt chart view. Project automatically selects Timeline in the Timeline box, so it appears above the Gantt chart, but you can choose another view if you want. The timeline shows the dates covered in the Gantt chart timescale. You can drag the blue timeline bar to scroll the Gantt chart's timescale dates. Or you can drag one end to change the date range that you see in the timescale. You'll learn more timeline tricks in a later movie. Instead of the timeline, you can display the Details pane below the Primary pane. To display the Details pane, click the View tab, and then turn on the Details checkbox. Project automatically selects Task Form in the box, and the task form dutifully appears below the Gantt chart. If you want to see a different view in the Details pane, click the down arrow. To choose from any view, click More Views. And then in the More Views dialog box, you can double-click the view you want. For example, the Task Details form. When the Details pane is open, it shows information about what you select in the Primary pane. Select a task in the Gantt chart and the information about the task appears in the view in the Details pane, like the Task Details form here. You can see when I select Identify Physical Requirements, the resources assigned and the units and cost all appear in the Task Details form. Select another task and the information you see in the Details pane changes to show that task. Views called combination views display one view in the Primary pane and another view in the Details pane. If you want to hide the Details pane to concentrate on your primary view, you can turn the Details checkbox off on the View tab. A shortcut is double-clicking the horizontal divider between the two panes. To restore the Details pane, you can double-click the box immediately below the vertical scroll bar or turn on the Details checkbox on the View tab. Here's the box below the vertical scroll bar. Just to keep your pane terminology clear, Project also has task panes which aren't related to view panes. For example, click the Task tab and then click Inspect. That opens the Task Inspector pane to the left of your view. The Task tab and Resource tab include commands for displaying the most commonly used task or resource views. On the Task tab, the View section has a button labeled Gantt chart. Click the down arrow and then choose the view that you want to display. On the drop-down menu, click More Views to open the More Views dialog box, which contains all built-in and custom views. Click the Resource tab. The View section has a button labeled Team Planner, so you can click it to see the Team Planner in no time. But to see another view, click the down arrow and choose the view you want. The View tab provides easy access to several popular views. The Task Views section has buttons for the Gantt chart, task usage, network diagram, calendar, and timeline. The network diagram is a planning view that helps you see the task dependencies between tasks as you build your schedule. The calendar looks like a desk calendar with your project tasks drawn across the date boxes. It's a great way to send schedule information to team members in a format they're used to. And you've already seen the timeline. The Resource Views section has buttons for Team Planner, Resource Usage, and the Resource Sheet. The Team Planner makes it easy to assign resources to tasks on small, less formal projects. And the Resource Usage view is like the Task Usage view, except that you can see the hours that a resource works on assignments by time period. Project also has view shortcuts on the right side of the status bar. You can click one of the icons to display the Gantt chart, Task Usage, Team Planner, or the Resource Sheet. When both the Primary and Details pane are open, Project applies the view you choose to the active pane. So before you choose a view, be sure to click the pane you want to switch, either the Primary pane or the Details pane. The vertical title bar is a dark gray to show you which pane is active. If you have a favorite view, you can tell Project to display that initially. Click File and then click Options. In the Project Options dialog box, on the General tab, you can choose the default view that you want in the drop-down list. After you select that view, click OK to close the dialog box. Project can display a primary view pane along with either the timeline or a view in the Details pane. Click the pane you want to switch and then choose the view you want to see. Project has shortcuts on the ribbon and the status bar for opening the most commonly used views, but you can always click a View Command button and choose more views to get to every view that's available in your file.